Well, people, I hope you have been well. I've been fine myself, and I feel foolish about a particular thing, and not just for the fact that my chair is still squeaking. I feel foolish about something that was done in Disco Elysium that I should have figured out before I put VODs up on YouTube. Somewhere in here, music, where was it? Streamer mode. There's a streamer mode here, which essentially allows it so that it replaces pieces of copyrighted music so streamers don't get in trouble. As far as I know, I haven't gotten in trouble with this game on Twitch. I mean, I could check real fast, but I don't think I have. If I got in trouble about it, I would have been notified. But on YouTube, though, I have been getting a lot of copyright claims, so I had to mute the songs in there. So if I can check it real fast, video producer, 0. I have 0 copyright strikes. So yeah, forgive me if I didn't exactly notice, but I am enabling that so I do not have to fucking deal with copyright bullshit. So yes, we are continuing. Sorry about all that, people. It was just figured out to get that out of the way ASAP. So last we left off, Kim left with the body, leaving me alone. And I don't think I had anything super huge that was happening. Because, yeah, it's like late at night in the game, so no one to talk to at this time. Yeah, all the dock workers are, all the scabs are gone. Yeah. All this is just empty, save for the Whirling in Rags, which has a lot of people in it. Although I did get a funny, an achievement that called me the most laughable centrist, which was like, hey, you're now awarded for defending political centrism. And I'm like, game, you're doing a lot for me right now. You keep making me laugh. But yeah, I hope everybody here is doing well. I am doing fine myself. I'll be a tad tired, but it's the end of the week for me. When am I never tired? When are any of us never tired at the end of a week? Like, at what point are any of us not tired at some point in our lives, you know? All right, so I got this book. When did I get this one? I must have gotten that, in a previous stream. Did I read this one? I remember, oh, yeah, I remember that book now. Okay, that book gave me moral damage because of how depressing it is.
I've got nothing to say to you.
Okay, nothing to say to me. Yeah, nothing here is really different. Can't open the back fridge. Cook's gone away. Oh yeah, I learned that apparently the borscht that the cook makes in the Whirling in Rags here is made with vodka. So that's how they're able to keep their spirits so high, is that they drink vodka from their borscht.
The door is closed. Still nothing.
Damn. Alright, so nothing new. Yeah, the balcony won't have anything new. I'm guessing that door... Yeah, I can't jerry-rig that door. Okay, so that's Sing Karaoke. Who made the call? Oh yeah, the water thing on Wednesday. That's why the title says it's Wednesday, my dudes, because the next day in this game is going to be Wednesday, so I'll be able to explore more of the overworld, which will be nice. Found out about the borscht. I left it be, but I'm wondering if whether or not I ought to tell the guy to not put vodka in the borscht. Victim's tattoos. Yeah, the only one that could bring up anything about the tattoos is Joyce, and she did not want to talk any further about it. And run the number on victim's armor. That can be done tomorrow. Where's the rest of the armor? The Jolly... Oh, yeah, this is for Manana. And Cryptozoologist. Alright. Can I...
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face.
No.
Adorned with the expression.
Nope, all still locked. Alright. Yeah, I guess only thing I can do is sleep.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. But it's yours. You've earned it.
So I'm guessing what they have here is like a sofa bed of some kind. Which I guess makes sense if it's just a stopover for employees to rest up.
The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
I don't have any weird dreams this time, do I?
Here we are again, my broken bird. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself. You're not cooperating, brother man.
What? Wait, cooperating? Why?
It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
Well, again, drank into oblivion, lost all memory. I don't imagine anybody feels good for even just getting one night's rest.
Every cell in your body is moaning in agony, asking, what did we ever do to you?
This body's worthless anyway. No one does anything nice to it. It's all the system's fault. The system failed me. I'm sorry, cells. It's all me. It's my fault.
Now, you're finally thinking about something other than yourself.
Literally the sorry.
Let's see how far that'll get you.
Okay. Alright, starting the stream off already with a laugh. I just got an achievement that said, literally the sorriest cop ever. Oh man, I love this. This game's great. These are my just desserts. I will endure this pain with dignity. Wait, what's this about? Wasn't this express to fuck all wasn't this the express to fuck all borough? I'm an artist and liver damage is my art. I think I need medical attention.
Now you've gone off the rails, baby. Now you're stuck sitting here by the tracks, admiring the wreck around you. You just can't help it, looking at yourself. The sum total of your accomplishments. You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people, really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
Is this giving me a no-no about not being able to get the perception check on the body? 'Cause like Kim and I were like, okay, there's something else with the body, but we can't put our finger on it. And I was getting a hint of like, oh, the mouth, open the mouth, check what's in there. And I tried, but I failed, and I couldn't get enough level ups to level up perception to get it, so I'm just gonna have to leave it for another playthrough, I guess. Just get me out of here, back to the other place. I will. I'm looking at people all the time. I like them. Human beings will always betray you.
How many promises have you kept lately, Sir Harry? To the great see-through world. The tenderness.
This dude sounds like he talks with a gravel filter, but I love it.
Thou art honorable and just, sire. 'Tis the snakes who are vile, hissing in the grass.
Drama, I appreciate the input, but you could have sounded less pompous or pretentious.
Women. It's the women. Look out for the women. They're oath breakers.
Endurance, how about you shut the fuck up?
Come now. Humans have earned your trust, and you theirs.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some
Fuck off,
greater
Endurance.
awareness? Look at all these lights blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
So, I'm really apprehensive towards Endurance in regards to it being a stat because it literally attempted to turn me towards traditionalism. Like, literally, Endurance, in the form of my lower intestines and stomach, was like, hey, you're into traditionalism. And I said, fuck no, I'm not. And then it said, your stomach gurgles at that. And I'm like, fuck off. Why was Endurance trying to turn me into a traditionalist? Fuck that.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
Open your eyes. I imagine not a very good night's sleep. Oh, I healed morale, though.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Yeah, still all kinds of screwy. Do I have a skill point to put into something? No, I do not. My savoir-faire is at 2. What's my highest stat? It is Inland Empire, followed by Volition and Composure. Visual Calculus and Conceptualization. I should probably switch outfit stuff around. Because Conceptualization's pretty high. Physical Instrument. Electrochemistry and the -1 to reaction speed. What's my rhetoric at? Rhetoric is 3 and reaction speed's at 2. Esprit de corps +1 shivers. Okay. Suggestion versus half-light composure. Let's go with that. Let's go with that as a look. Yeah. I did also get some more stuff like this kimono, this, these gloves, a fucking hat. Oh yeah, I got this t-shirt. It's not good for authority, though. And for a certain check that I'd actually like to attempt to make, I'd like to be able to have good authority. Also, wow, I somehow... Half-Light is in the negative stat now. Wow. Well, considering it is the shoot first, ask questions later thing, Yeah, that doesn't sound very appealing now, does it? I did also gain a thought that allowed me to gain money every time I clicked on a green circle when I want to learn a detail. So that's nice. Hey, there's new people.
Yes?
These two are new. Oh, hey, it's the smoker guy.
The woman in an RCM patrol officer's uniform winces as she notices you.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
A patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant.
Well, and you're a patrol officer for the RCM?
Yes, I am.
I'm on a murder investigation. Are you the cavalry?
I'm definitely not the cavalry.
I'm a cop too.
I know.
Here's the real deal.
Is everything alright? Why don't you want to talk to me?
I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you?
Have I wronged you? I've done that to a lot of people. It's cool to see another cop. It's cool to see another... Emotes only on a... Fucking goddamn it. Thank you for telling me, Combo. It has been a long fucking day, and I always forget to do that. Always. Without fail. I'm gonna be doing this for so long, and I'll still forget to do it. It's cool to see another cop. I thought Kim and I were the only ones. God, I don't know why. I'm just trying to do my best. Let's just do this by the book, okay? Why? Did I bring word of the end to come? Let's just do this by the book, okay?
By the... Okay, fine. Let's talk. What did you want?
So what precinct are you from?
What precinct?
Am I from? God, he doesn't know.
Fucking deranged lunatic.
The sunglasses wearing man pushes through his teeth.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe from this conversation. Maybe you're doing something wrong.
You're the police, right? Cool, so am I.
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, Judith.
What are you, the police, doing here?
I'm just looking out for...
No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses. And you are?
A policewoman.
Yes. A policewoman who just wants to do her job. That's all.
Something about the man with sunglasses and you, the energy between you two, is making her uncomfortable. Wow, so someone's being a little boring.
What? Oh, you're playing as someone else? Wait, what do you mean by someone else? I've always been playing as this guy. Like, wait. Drama... Okay, this better be good.
Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown.
What? I like brown. Oh, that's the sunglasses guy. Yeah, this dude's a separate NPC. First time I heard him talk. Yeah, you'll know. Main character doesn't really have a voice actor, so to speak. Look, I like standards. Look, I'm just trying to do my job. No need for extravagance. What is this? Picking on me for not being crazy enough? That's the least of my concerns. Kim, am I boring? I think... Kim, am I boring?
You? I wouldn't worry about that.
See? You're so regular and vinyl brown. He doesn't even want to talk to you about it.
Fuck you, drama. Picking on me for not being crazy enough? That's the least of my concerns.
No need to be defensive. The regularity, the brownness, the cut and dry have their appeal. A very standard appeal.
I'm being picked on for not choosing crazy answers. The game wants me to pick crazy answers, but I'm being called out for being mundane. Look, I'm just trying to do my job. No need for extravagance.
Of course you do. Let's get right to it. My lord's copper type is regular cop. I'll let everyone know. I'll send out a telefax.
Wait, what? Wait. This will be my copper type now? Why not? Send out the telefax then. I'm not ashamed. Yeah, no need. Let's just keep that announcement on standby for now. I thought my copper type was sorry cop. I literally got an achievement for how sorry of a cop I am. And not sorry as in bad, sorry as in that I apologize a lot. Like I'm actually being pointed at and laughed at for being sorry.
Yes, the type of cop you are, sire. Think of it as a caste, a class even, a nation of regular law officials that you belong to. It comes, of course, with the usual benefits.
Fucking... I'm being insulted right now. I mean, this isn't as bad as being turned to traditionalism, but turn into regular cop. Regular cop. Just because I choose to not pick crazy ass answers that make... Why? Do I opt into this to be the... You know what, actually? I'm playing this character kind of like how I would play it. Like how I would play myself in this scenario. And I am a sense of normalcy for a lot of my friends that deal with crazy bullshit. So you know what? Why not? Send out the telefax then. I'm not ashamed.
Done and done. No actual communiques will be sent, of course. That would be too dramatic.
I am holding a middle finger up to you, drama. What is this? Regular law official. Okay, so it's like you've got a bit of normal in you. A touch of the regular. 4 grams of Johnny Normal Cop. Who would have thunk it? You, the extremist of all the cops. You said some pretty boring things back there, and now you have 2 choices. You can either leave it behind and forget about it, or you can try to utilize your normalcy, internalize it, get a touch of vanilla back into the herring-flavored egg and licorice ice cream of your mind. Oh God, oh my God, is herring-flavored ice cream actually a thing? I better hope not. Also, Smoker Dude, what's your deal? You're here.
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous.
Hello. Adjust your tie.
Hello, hello. So what brings you here?
He's so different. He's so different. What are you doing here?
Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer?
I live here. My room is right upstairs. This is where I'm going to go down in history. I'm going to sing karaoke. I'm here to kick some ass and solve the case I'm working. I don't know what I'm doing here. I just go wherever life takes me.
Convenient. But what are you admiring the atmosphere? Really? Well, I look forward to that. Admiring the atmosphere. Well, here's to you. Admiring the atmosphere. What about you? Maybe you should figure it out, detective.
Tell me again about the muscular type who came to investigate the crime.
Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building, asking questions.
What did he look like?
Muscular, handsome, strong, like one of those military types.
Was he alone?
Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece.
His earpiece? What was he saying?
Just reporting back whatever I was telling him.
Besides muscular, did he have any other defining traits?
Oh, let me think. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those mercenaries. He sounded vaguely Oranese. No, not vaguely, scratch that. He sounded definitely Oranese. Muscular. And yes, but yes, you know those tiny speaker microphones that fancy just reporting back whatever I was telling him.
Okay, so it seems like there's another party that's investigating the lynching. Jesus Christ. What did you tell him?
Nothing. That I didn't see anything.
And he believed you?
Why shouldn't he?
Did you tell him about your friend?
What friend?
Your Sunday friend, the witness.
No, I don't think it came up.
Thanks for the info.
Sure. Anything else on your mind?
I met your Sunday friend.
You did? And how did you like him?
You're right, he was magical. He was magical. Magically bureaucratic. I didn't like him as much as I like you. I didn't. He's a government official. I don't trust governments. You're right, he was magical. Magically He was. Like, I said it during the conversation, but it's like, talking to that dude was like the equivalent of having two completely different conversations happening at the exact same time.
I told you, he can be very useful. I guess that's the charm of powerful people.
Who is he?
A visitor from the first world. He's not like you and me, gendarme. He can always return.
Return where?
To his opportunities in Occident, sur la clé. Still, his coming and going brings some life to the village. Or is it just money? I don't know.
What are you, you two?
Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together from time to time.
Okay, what the fuck is a Sunday friend?
That he won't be there when times get tough, I guess.
So a fair weather friend.
It is. On Sundays.
Why was he staying at your place in the middle of a night?
He has keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean.
Alright, I want to talk about you.
Mm-hmm. What about me, gendarme?
Composure. My composure's at 4.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
My composure's at 4. Which one was it? It was the shirt. No, it was the... Why is it that this is the one that gives me composure?
Hi again, gendarme.
Much better.
It's the sports.
Fuck.
He's a sports guy. All about that physical prowess and athletic skill. Nothing else here.
Fucking goddammit. Alright.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Anything new from Gart? I need to get 20 real.
Can I help you?
About my bill for tonight.
Got the 20 real?
I do not.
Then why are you waiting?
Alright, and I can go tell him to either stop borscht or more borscht.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod. The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language.
Borscht need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Vodka borscht! I love it, Bratan! Turn it the fuck up and then ask for some yourself.
Thank you, Necktie.
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea. Honestly, the place is a powder keg.
Which do I do? Do I tell him to cut the vodka or to turn up the vodka? Logic's making a good point. No vodka. Cut it.
The cook gives you a long, disappointed look, then turns the stove off and seems to wait for you to speak.
No vodka. Cryptozoologist, rest of the armor. Who put the clothes in the trash? I know I'll have to ask Kuno about that.
I've got nothing to say to you. What?
All right. Now then, with that done, I believe I can go talk to Manana. But first, I actually want to get the armor thing disclosed.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Have you heard back from the ICP about the serial number?
Yes. The armor was produced by Fairweather in their facilities in Betancourt, sur la Clé in 42. It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Oranese pharmaceutical companies in the Seminine conflict.
So it's meant to protect a pharmaceutical... How did a mercenary get his hands on it?
So, it seems the armor went to Seminine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued.
Do you know what it's called now?
The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is a military contractor called Crenel. And the one before it was Downwell. I think they might be the same contractor.
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
First, has the firm continued to work for pharmaceutical companies through all these name changes?
Hard to say. Their client list is rather diverse and incomplete. The only constant seems to be that the mercenaries are always deployed in third and fourth world countries.
Oh, so Revachol is definitely not up there in terms of being a place to go to. A suit of armor like this would have been customized to fit the wearer. There must have been a record of the person whom it was issued. Because, yeah, it's not like one-size suit of armor. That's the kind of outfit that is built for you. Like, built for you. Literally. Like, taking fat rolls into consideration. Like Bezuso from Berserk? Think that.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though.
This is a fun challenge for her. An opportunity to contribute beyond doing her job by rote. She'll gladly put in the extra effort for Team RCM.
Yes, thank you, officer. I really appreciate your efforts in this case.
Glad to help. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have more for you then.
Tomorrow. Okay.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see...
Okay, so tomorrow. Good to know. Run the number on the victim's armor, and next I would like to talk to Mañana to see if he's anything new. Since I learned that apparently he's...
Stuck in the rain in a traffic...
Since apparently he is interested in the armor.
Wandering man. How can I help you?
Kuno told me you were supposed to know about the armor.
The little boy had a good on his promise.
His
to get
promise?
me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cop's in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
So Kuno used us to, what, scare you?
It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
The probe into the armor, what did you learn?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
What sort of technical stuff?
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove.
Well, I mean, I would have attempted to remove, but, the body literally would have fallen apart, and the head would have been left dangling on a cargo belt. And that would not have been a good sight for the patrons.
So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass.
Cuirass.
This is where I left
Ooh.
off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
4 pieces of armor up for grabs then, but I already sent the boots away.
I guess you won't be collecting them all then. That's less work for you, at least.
Hold up, 4 pieces? Helmet, cuirass, gauntlets, boots. What about the leggings?
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
I'm going to find 1 piece of it. 1 is enough.
Nice and balanced. Some junior officers can take care of the rest.
Smart choice. It's only that one spot you need armor too. The one the bullet hits. Good luck if you go for those boots though. You'd have an easier time wresting the spurs off a boyadero than getting them off him.
Thank you for your cooperation.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
He is sincerely grateful. He is not tracking down pieces of armor right now.
Good talking to you. Alright, cool. So we now know that we are at least looking for the cuirass of the armor. I mean, I think it's pronounced cuirass. I don't know how it's pronounced in an English accent. Hangman's boots. I could have done it, but I would have torn the body in half. And find the 1 armor piece. I wonder, does Kuno have anything new to talk about? God, he's still here?
Kuno's like Kuno's dad? Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything.
I talked to Manana about the armor.
So?
He told me you promised to sick the pigs on him. He said to thank you. Wasn't too keen on chasing down that armor anyway.
Fuck, okay. Kuno's a giver like that, yes?
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like jello!
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
Good idea.
I will remember this, Kuno.
You got fucked. You got fucked, pig. Fucked bad. Of course you're gonna remember this. Now get the fuck out of here, Grief and the Kuno. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face.
Yeah, real interesting.
The fuck do you want with it? Good call, Pigmeister. The fuck about it? Your test.
Get lost.
Yeah. The king. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't.
All right, and I can't talk to the creature behind the fence, so. All right. Anything else? Sleeping dock worker. Damaged ledger. Wait, damaged ledger. The white checks are the ones that I can try again, right? Cargo container door. That's rhetoric. Silane. Map wall. Interfacing. Cafeteria window. Yeah, it's a high perception check. Wait. Where was the sleeping dock worker thing? That's... Okay, so whirling in rags. Wait. Huh? But wait, the sleeping dock worker wasn't there. He was next to the thing there. Right? Yeah, he's not even here. So, like, what? All right. I guess that's just gonna be there for forever now. All right, so what are some other checks that I could do with doing? Damaged ledger. Damaged ledger. Like my police ledger? Where is that?
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Yep.
Yes.
There we go.
Last, you find a way to piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. HDB 41, date of initialization, and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120117000, the Next World Mural.
Wait, HDB 41? Weren't those of Officer Precinct?
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41.
And HDB?
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
Yep, Harry Dubois. Matches up with what Everard told me.
Harry Dubois, HDB. Still feels like there's something missing from that.
I think what you meant to say was RAC, Raphael Ambrosius Consto. Fine, I give up on Raphael.
That's comforting to hear. Now, Detective, it takes half an hour to piece one of these together, if you still want to. Here are your options.
Jesus, that's a lot. The Next World Mural.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class."
Jesus. That's a fucking harsh one. But I didn't see what I got there. I think that was just experience points.
People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer.
The bummer. Wow.
Are assigned to the case.
The bummer. Somebody makes a graffiti mural being like, hey, our current deal here is fucked. Like, our future is going to be way better, so why don't we just destroy what we have now to make things better in the future? So people are like, dude, what a killjoy.
The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the Next World Mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
Wait, do I ever find out who came up with it?
The case files do not show you finding the author of the design.
Read on.
The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3.
Plebiscite? Give me a second. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Jesus. Okay, Google. Yeah, I gotta look it up like... I gotta look it up manually like some kind of caveman. Yeah. Plebiscite. The direct vote of all members of an electorate on an important public question. Oh. So I led a vote, so to speak, on whether or not to keep the mural.
The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options.
Keep the mural, it's right. I imagine if a lot of people sent in complaints, they removed it.
A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it.
Really?
Turns out the opposition were a loud minority.
Ah.
And that love truly is possible in the next world for new people. And it is too late for us.
Of course, it's always a loud minority that makes it a problem. It's... Wow, this game is hitting some notes that I really am seeing. Like, how many times have you ever seen a loud minority really complain about a problem, and then you're like, okay, let's put it to a vote, and then we vote to remove it, and it's like, oh, are you better about it now, people? And it's like, oh, I was never a big thing on this to begin with, and it's like, fuck that. All that remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class. The middle class are not to be blamed. It's human nature. I like it, but we can't wreak havoc. But can we wreak havoc on other nations instead? No. No. Fuck no. Number 3, what the fuck? It's human nature. So it's essentially saying, like, no, human nature is inherent on making us fucked. All that remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class.
In any case, it appears to have been a rare case
biggest
of civil
communism
activity
builder.
in water, and agreement as well. What do you want to tackle next?
The unsolvable case.
AKA Leslie and Burke. AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in general, know it's unsolvable. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man, and you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration.
No, but it could be punishable by broken nose. Or, I don't know, like scaring the piss out of him or something.
The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Burke to stop dismantling signage and rear-view mirrors would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability on par with you ceasing to produce the expression.
Couldn't we just keep them off the streets?
You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Burke are on the corner of Main Street and Perdition, because that's where the action is.
Yep. They love that action. Proceed.
Threatening, fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out. The Zemyaki gave them ethanol, so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street, because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing?
Leslie was the indecency.
Good. You're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. You're drunk out of your mind on potent Pilsner. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face. Then you proceed to beat him unconscious with it.
Oh.
In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who, at this point, is tending to Burke. He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is, Burke can't walk anymore.
Jesus Christ.
Can't get out of his apartment. An invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke. Who knows? But both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved. Which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one?
Ooh, that is not a happy ending. Oh, that hurts. So apparently Harry crippled one of the two troublemakers, and that solved the case. And it's like, yeah, you did cripple a guy with your clipboard, but they were a bit of a nuisance. So we're just gonna give you a big reprimand, probably a payment doc, but they were a major pain in the ass. The square bullet hole murders.
It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks, on her rocking chair, with a square hole in her skull, staring at the wall, her mouth agape.
But
that's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then another body showed up, also with a square hole in his forehead.
A sequence killer.
Who knows? Those pages are missing. What next? Don't worry. One day you may still catch the man with the square gun.
Oh, so that case isn't solved yet. The couch in an unexpected location.
Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it. In the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside by the motorway. You know, at an unexpected location. They were young, and they thought they looked cool on it.
They actually looked like assholes.
Insufferable dicks. Young people are the worst.
Yep.
So anyway, you got a complaint about the damn sofa, or couch, or whatever it is.
Yep, sounds like a Logan Paul video.
They were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations. They took it to where they also took photos of themselves on it, and smoked cigarettes, and drank coffee because they felt it's intellectual. Cigarette butts,
Wow.
coffee cups, stupid couch. You had to clean it all up, and you did. So congratulations to you. Case solved.
Did I ever catch those jackasses?
No, you didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have what is called a real goddamn job. You don't have time to be chasing down the couch assholes. You have a real job to do. What next?
Murder at the hookah parlor.
Murder. Tum-tum-tum at the hookah parlor was a case originally assigned to an officer called Joseph Mills, who is now dead, of circumstances completely unconnected to murder at the hookah parlor.
Wait, how?
Beaten to death by a throng of Villalobos gang members when him and his partner J.M., only initials mentioned, answered a call one night. It's a sad story, and it isn't really represented in your case files. Stop stalling and get to the murder at the hookah parlor.
Damn, Ledger, you just don't care, do you? Right, on with the murder.
Joseph Mills was on this case that he just couldn't solve. Was doing it solo. Said it was a real nutcracker, a real brain twister. Was on it for, like, a month. The captain got impatient. Shit or get off the pot, Mills. Mills didn't get off the pot. Not yet. He kept at it for a couple of weeks more, racking his brains, running with every theory, as outlandish as they seemed. Still couldn't solve the murder at the hookah parlor. Tough case, he said. Toughest he's ever had.
Wait, was Joseph Mills a good cop?
No, he was awful. Awful sense of humor, too. The worst jokes you've ever heard. Really rapey.
Ooh.
Still, he'd been on it for months now. Said it was the final case. Said it was uncrackable. That murderer vanished into thin air. That goddamn hookah parlor was all he talked about.
God, no. Ugh. Okay. Never mind on him, then. Go on.
So the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead in a hookah parlor. You know, those places where you go and smoke bubblegum-flavored vapor all day.
Can you get high off it?
No, it's soot and water vapor. It doesn't do anything.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah. So anyway, young man in his 20s found with his skull busted open, right on the floor of the hookah parlor, in the middle of the day. No one else is in there, only client that day. In perfect health too. Some kind of movie producer. No one enters, no one exits. He's just sucking on his watermelon hookah all morning, all noon, like he usually does. He's a regular. No calls, nothing. Just sucking on the hookah until 15:45. Then bam, he's dead on the floor with his skull busted open. Blood everywhere. What happened? How can it be? Mills has no idea. Invisible assassin. Movie deal gone sour. Girl at the counter did it. Nothing fits. Eerie. Man just dropped dead. So you go to the parlor. You see cushions around the table. Table's low, heavy, really sharp edge.
He sucked hookah, stood up, passed out, hit his head on the table, and died?
See? You can't even read the thing without solving it. Yeah, it was that. Turns out hookah does do something. It turns off your brain's oxygen supply, and you don't notice it until you get up to go to the bathroom.
Oh my god. The dude got so, the dude messed his body up with the hookah, and he passed out, busted his head open on a table corner, and died. Mills, you are the worst fucking officer. You are the worst. I've had to deal with immediate passing out. So, fun story. Back when I was in middle school, I was doing like some kind of library thing. I think it was like a school education reading thing. I forget the term of those, but it was during one of those presentations. I was sitting there, and then when it was done, I got up. And you know that thing of when you get up too quickly and stretch, you kind of feel that blood fluctuation go different and you start to faint? Yeah, I fainted in the middle of the library. And this dude essentially was sitting there for 6 hours, smoking on hookah, watermelon flavored, mind you, got up, probably stretched or something, didn't realize how his body would react to getting up, and then just, bam, on the floor, hit the corner, dead. And what was he doing there for 6 hours?
Smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? I don't know. Trying to come up with a movie script, maybe. Anyway, that was Murder at the Hookah Parlor. Joseph Mills wasn't a good detective, and about 30 minutes has passed, piecing it together. Next.
I can revisit this.
Not much has changed in the... It takes about half an hour. Not much is...
Holy shit. Okay, so... Yeah, Mills was an awful detective.
Kingdom of Conscience. The Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately, and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky, at the dark shapes of the coalition airships hanging there. Ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And then answer, no. God is in his heaven. Everything is normal on earth.
Wow. And the bonuses? Learning of volition has raised to 5, and learning for logic has raised to 5. Wow. Wow, that spent a lot of time reading about case files. Damn.
snowflake is like a little gift from the sky.
Did I put on the, it's the physical instrument shirt. Actually, can I speak to her again about something?
My husband? Mm-hmm. You're welcome. I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you...
For what it's worth, I agree.
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what? Even if I had, it wouldn't be great. Nothing. Go.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Wonderful. The story's open.
The woman before you.
Alright, got a task. That's nice. Find your heraldic bird. I wonder... Was it conceptualization that had the,
Just an ordinary wall.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing new. I'll check on the water sluice in a moment.
You're back. Good. The lorries are still stuck at the roundabout.
She's simply not.
Actually, I think I've pretty much exhausted what all I could probably ever talk to her about at this time. Because I had so much with her, learning about existential dread and, like, learning that apparently Oblivion is literally 6,000 kilometers away from where these people live. It's like, goddamn, man. Goddamn. Scroll a little more, get a better field of view. I don't think I'll have anything new for Everart. I've only got 3 Real on me.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
The fucking amphibian visor. Maybe if I had that, I would have been able to get the perception check on that thing. Alright. Time for the big deal. Open this.
A rusting control panel with you. You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the contact pins, you hear a loud clunk. Then, the water lock starts moving.
Yay!
Okay, if we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way. But please, contain your wanderlust for now. I don't want us to get sidetracked, not with everything that's going on.
Focus on one thing. Achieve it, then the next, he thinks. That's the task chain.
Well, it's a good task chain, except the problem is I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing. Ooh. Money. Just keeping my eye out for anything that's interactable. Breaker box, power on the radio, maybe there's some pylon above you. Ahead, decades-old concrete defenses. Children play on them now. Would it be... Let's grab these, and then grab these. Aha! I had the right idea there. I'm gonna get the bag on in case I run into any cans or bottles. Because this is a new area. Oh, it's magnesium. I thought so. What's this? Jamrock Biker Cop Sunnies. Ooh. They give a boost to my empathy. Visual calculus and drama minus empathy and logic. Empathy's at 4, logic is at 3. Maybe if I need to talk to Kuno again or something. But yes, a new area to explore. Hooray! Can I not pick these bottles up? I don't pick these up. Okay, I guess they won't let me. Someone has broken down the fence and barbed wire. The swing is missing. No one's been here for a long time. Glory, says the graffito, to the ghost of us. To the ghosts of us. Good night, Combo. Thanks for dropping by. Someone has left their music collection beneath the tarpaulin. Ah! I got it. Birds in the birch tree, barely audible coos come from above.
Rust peels off the bent iron posts of the swing. The wind whistles through the skeleton of the small house behind you. There's desolation everywhere.
What happened here?
In this yard?
The lieutenant looks at the small building. A flock of gray swallows take off in the distance.
He's assessing the situation. How long ago was it abandoned?
Someone thought they could have a summer house in a bloc obscur for cheap. It didn't work out. They abandoned it about a decade ago.
What's a block obscure?
A black bloc. A part of the city left unrenovated after the war. Or one that has fallen to gang violence. Or has become inhospitable in some other way.
So this part of the coast is a bloc obscur?
Practically, it's not an official term in any way, but look around. No sewage, broken power lines, crime, drunks. Life is tough in the blocks. It's no place to build a summer house.
At least they left some old music behind.
Yes, and you picked it up because you're a post-apocalyptic scavenger who collects trash and magnesium blisters.
You know what? I ain't gonna fault you on that one, Kim.
It's not meant as nagging. Just an observation.
Still, though.
We should move. I don't think we will solve the murder with forays into the urban hinterland. At least in this phase of the investigation.
Still, though, I did it. I got the tape.
There's no way to listen to the tape without a working tape player or portal reel at hand. But even just holding the tape makes you feel a little sad. A pawn shop would have a tape player.
Yep. Go to the pawn shop, get the tape player. Alright, nothing new around here. Let's just move past this way. A creaking ahead. A broken axle grinding. Oh dear lord, what happened here? Banged up fuel canister. A bottle drained of all of its booze. It's frozen to the ice. I think this is where our mysterious car person went.
banged-up motor carriage lies half-submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the Insulindian Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and the engine remain visible. It must be cold and lonely down there, in the icy water. The seawater has already started to corrode the metalworks. Remember the tire tracks in Martinez? This is where they were leading.
This is where the tracks on the plaza were leading to.
It appears to be so.
Let's investigate.
I agree. We should definitely investigate.
You get a sudden, sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep, dark, cold water. Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bound to end up in the sea.
What is the make of this MC? Can I see the logo?
The logo is too deep in the murky water. You can't make it out, but you do see a monkfish float by.
Run your hand over the cold metal.
The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team of specialists. A single day in the salty seawater would ruin most vehicles, but this one looks worn even in places the salt water hasn't touched it.
How long has it been here?
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. My guess is it's been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
The estimate is correct. The incident probably occurred on Sunday evening.
What should we do?
Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside.
How long will it take for the low tide to come in?
I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
Well. Looks like the Jacob Eru's journey has come to an abrupt end here.
Your mocking tone finds no response, but the motion of the waves.
Yet another case of the engine displacement triumphing over the driver's IQ.
Yes. Clearly, this is a triumph. I'd say the vehicle has been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
Let's sit on the swing and wait for the tide to recede.
As you sit down in the old, rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent. The hinges creak under your weight, dangerously so. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea.
Whistle a tune.
Spit
Damn it.
flies from your mouth to your moustache, your chest, the ground before you. No sound, though.
Raining heavily here, Chief. Mind keeping it down a bit?
The lieutenant must think it's rather funny. He smiles and quickly turns away.
Haha, very funny, so I can't whistle.
Just keep at it. It will come to you.
With his lips puckered, the lieutenant lets out a beautiful, melodic trill that puts even the insulindic thrush to shame. You hear the sound echo on the large body of water. Clouds race across the spring sky, and suddenly you just feel better about everything.
Aw, Kim's whistling healed my morale.
Okay. That's way better than what you did. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
No, I'm not bringing... No! Tide sure is taking its sweet time.
I believe it's following a pattern set millions of years ago by cosmic forces. But I suppose it could move quicker, right?
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
If you had to side with either the strikers or the shipping company, who would you choose?
Luckily, I am already a member of an independent organization, and therefore do not have to choose between a rock and a hard place.
But if someone puts a gun to your head...
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Can you make out the mark now?
Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since we arrived. I find it odd that you haven't. It's a Capri, Model 40.
Yes. Why haven't you?
It is a simple and rugged machine, favored by working men, government offices, firefighters, animal control people. You know, those kinds of
Of
people.
course, Kim would know immediately. He likes his machines. Squint your eyes and say, is that a number on the side?
Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for?
41 is his rank in the underground street racing hierarchy. Small fish, this one. It must be Tommy 41, the morning host of FM 41. Here to be able to host the podcast leader of Dingo and the... Looks like the factory made a mistake and accidentally called this one Capri 41. Stupid factory. I hate guessing. District something, a precinct, something's municipal. Rub your temples. You're getting a horrible headache. Oh God, no.
I'm sorry, Harry. I'm so sorry.
41. Precinct 41. A massive pit opens up in your stomach, and the most terrible feeling comes over you. No. Just nope. Say no to this, Harry.
No, no.
Yes, your car is in the sea. Face it, so we can start dealing with this.
No, I mean, seriously, it's just a coincidence.
The lieutenant just shakes his head.
Oh my God, it's mine! I drove my car into the sea!
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then drove your vehicle in the sea right here.
The badge, the gun, and now this?
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything. There is also a fourth thing you've lost.
Oh God, a fourth thing?
More precious than the gun, the badge, and the motor carriage combined. Lost forever into the deepest of seas.
Wait, what? What though? They're not gonna take me back after this, are they?
People are more valuable than machines. Training a police officer is even more costly.
How do we get it out?
Detective, we don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point.
So it's just gonna be there like this?
I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. Look at it. Parts of it might be salvageable, but overall, this machine is a write-off.
I can still fix it.
That is very unlikely. All the electrics are toast. That goes for the electromagnetic steering and brake systems as well. You'd be lucky to find one undamaged component in there. In a few months, there will be nothing but rust left of this vehicle. It'll be cheaper to buy a new one. Well, not cheaper. This motor carriage costs 40,000 real. But in the long run, it still makes more sense to buy a new machine than try to refurbish this.
People are gonna be angry at me, aren't they, in Precinct 41?
Let's face it, this is a substantial loss to your district's budget. I mean, my station only has 4 other vehicles in addition to my kinema.
Maybe I was in pursuit of someone.
Of whom? I don't think so. If anything, you were probably drunk.
Well, at least I can see what's in there now. Oh, man.
Yes. Let's go take a look.
Jesus. All right. RCM badge and commander's jacket. We found my badge.
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
I found my badge.
At least something good came out of all this.
Study the badge.
Encased between 2 durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and, in the lower right corner, your precinct.
Look at the photo.
The man keeps winking at you with his green-grey eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that. Good choice. A newer photo would look different.
How old?
8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns.
And he's winking? Why?
What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression although it looks less grotesque on him than it does on you now. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Name, Harrier Dubois.
Harrier? That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't.
Wait, what kind of name is Harrier?
It's a wartime name. Revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times. Like Undying or Boxer or Ironhide.
Oh, it would have been cool to be called Ironhide Dubois.
A name like armor.
But I don't want to be Harrier Dubois. Harrier Dubois it is then.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois.
He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you officer when he's angry with you, and detective when he's not. The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it.
Harrier
catching
Dubois.
light. You see lines of information.
Rank. LTN 2JFR.
Lieutenant W. Freighter.
What is a Lieutenant W. Freighter?
The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant.
And W. Freighter?
The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're W. Freighter.
Declined?
There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's décomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors, out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank. In your case, lieutenant.
Heavy-duty case-solving machine.
What's a décompage?
Décomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol Citizens Militia. It means counting down to twos. The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, and then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kinks.
What's the kinks?
Kinks like satellite officers and the additional freighter rank I already explained.
The long and short of it is, you're his superior.
Wait, satellite officers?
You are given the title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite.
So you've been putting up with all my bullshit because I'm your superior. Honestly, even I'd say this.
No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, you are doing good police work.
Kim, you're the best!
It matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea. And now we've even found your badge.
Kim, you're awesome!
He trusts you, for now. Try not to spoil it.
I thought my rank was drunk.
Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and this leads me to believe maybe your current situation is only temporary.
Thanks. That gives me hope.
Good.
Turn back to the document.
Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between thick plastic, like a fly in amber. It reads...
Ooh, that's nice. That's a good line. Expensive paper caught between thick plastic like a fly in amber. That is a good line. I like that. Serial REV 126205 Jam 41.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
Date of issue, 7th of November 50.
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant W. Freighter. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then.
A lot can happen in 4 months, especially in winter. The winters are never easy on you. Of that you are sure.
I remember that time. That was a good time. We had a good work-drink balance going. What happened, man? Pump it up!
Thank you, Horrific Necktie, Precinct 41.
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41, like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor, a lot of asphalt. The 41st is...
What?
It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is.
Oh, so we're stretched thin.
It's no wonder you are like you are, he thinks. But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiaeva. And you? Is it an honor to work with you? Don't ask him. Ask
yourself. That's a tough question, because 200 cases solved, which, you know, let's be frank, 200 cases solved is, as Kim said, nothing to sneeze at. In fact, it's something that you could find very, very, very admirable, but whoo, boy. At this current state, I don't think those 200 cases look very impressive.
The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information.
All right, put it away. But hey, we did it. We found the badge. Esprit de corps and visual calculus, composure and shivers. I might put a point. I'm gonna save this skill point for now. Yeah, let's put this on. I could use new pants whenever those could come up. It'd be greatly appreciated. Alright, what's this? Footprints in the snow. They lead away from the accident. Alright, well, wow, that was a lot.
This is it. The scene of the party. The fire pit. Cigarettes and empty bottles all evidence it.
Yeah, sure does look like a lot of folks partied here.
Looks like they were here a while, judging from all the bottles. The sunken motor carriage provided them a focal point, like a goose ice sculpture or a chocolate fountain.
Hey Kim, looks like we've had a couple party goers here.
Looks like it.
Some kind of theater to them. This was some kind of theater to them. A circus production by a great clown.
Hey, let's keep moving, detective.
Somehow, he doesn't want to dwell on it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Seems the walker was either very confused or drunk out of his mind. I vote the latter. There's a boat tucked away underneath the tarpaulin cover. Something in here? Possibly. Whoa, that's eerie. You see a dark red chair in the dim light of the room.
It's only a red chair. Just a red chair in an empty shack, with what looked like a dusty bow tie on the shelf. Nothing to see here, right?
Sounds like we need to investigate it then.
Investigate the blood-red chair? You're going to leave it alone, Harry. That's what you're going to do.
Postal card and a bow tie. It adds to drama, but... Oh, but I don't want to lose my horrific necktie. I love the horrific necktie. It's funny. A cold breeze is enough to make the wall planks creak. Okay. Alright, well that was eerie. Alright, what is this? Through the broken glass, dusty shelves and forgotten chair. Or dusty shelves and a forgotten chair. Okay, nothing new around here. Wait, what was that? Sounds of life in the north. A washboard scrubs filth from the fabric. Cinder blocks charred, a makeshift fire pit with magazines for lighting. The bushes are thick and thorny to pass through. Whoa, stop! Quick travel? Cool! Quick travel!
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Alright, fair enough. What's in there? Pants! And it gives a +1 to Kingdom of Consciousness. Electrochemistry and reaction speed. There. Better pants.
These are some wonderfully regular pants. Not too tight, not too loose, moderate in every sense. You'll blend right in at some pleasant dinner party.
I like regular, normal things.
I know you do. These Inter-Estellari pants are like wearing a perfect compromise in your nether regions. No one will call the moral intel on you like this.
I love the idea of describing, like, sir, how does the... So, man, how are those new briefs you bought it from the shop yesterday? Oh, man, they make sure my junk is nice and compromised. That's... I'm compromised nether regions is probably going to be my new favorite thing to ever say. That's really good.
You're a little more moralist now, buddy. A little more normal, even if you didn't.
Oh, that's great.
Makes sense. This is what wearing boring office trousers does to you.
Oh, that's good. You see dust-covered linens, dried tulips on a bed. Oh, that's good. That's really funny. Fuck. White curtains have been drawn shut. No looking in. Wow, that caught me off guard, legitimately. Take the Real. Construction material. Whoever planned to build this house left in a hurry. Something I can do with interfacing. Let's go ahead and... Will this be a crow? Let's try the pry bar first. Yes. Perfect. Let's talk to this woman. See how she's doing. The woman next to a bucket of clothes hums an odd melody. Her eyes are closed.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
If you can't see, then how do you know I was here?
I still have a golden ear. Come, come.
Lean forward.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Trouble? Say the second thing, Bratan. Shows you got style.
Necktie, I appreciate the input, but I don't like you breaking the fourth wall. What he said, we're cops. We don't cause trouble. We take care of trouble.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
Wait, I've been here before?
No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another, locked himself in that woodshed over there. He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him, and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
What kind of ill omen are we talking about?
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
Look at my own bumhole. If I'm considered an ill omen, why hasn't anyone told me that?
Maybe they are afraid.
Why?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then. Because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. And not a lot of houses. Or a lot of people. My kids are long gone. Searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
What's in this fishing village?
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist.
What do you mean?
This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny.
Pornographically poor? What? Who else lives in this village?
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east. But they're away right now. And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them.
Who? What drunks?
Sooner or later, you'll see for yourself. Don't have to look long to find these guys.
This place is pornographically poor.
The lack of wealth is the one thing we've got in abundance.
Really? The poor part is what you're gonna emphasize on here?
It's a cold, cynical smile.
Riddles. Fits with the general ambiance here.
Aye. Sometimes it's as though I'm also gotten lost inside this nameless nothing.
I'm lost too.
Oh. It seems to be a common theme these days.
I think I'm in the process of finding myself again. Maybe I should stay lost, just move here and disappear completely.
Isn't that what people always think when they are lost? Something I can do for you to find your way, officer?
There's gotta be something here. Tell me.
Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the pox.
The pox? What's that?
An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinder block houses. Shacks as far as the eye can see.
What happened to the hospital?
The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
Is there another topic I'd like to address?
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
Where could someone stay around here?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack. I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM. That's exactly how they get ya. That's why we built our own cinder block houses on the seaside. So we don't have to give money to those crooks. We might not look like much, but they are ours.
Wait, why isn't anyone using the room?
My kids grew up and left like they do. The house is long empty now. I live in the small side attachment. It's easier and cheaper to keep warm.
Yeah.
Suit yourself. But should you ever need shelter,
She's such a nice
remember
lady.
old Isabel and her shack by the sea.
Isobel. Okay, that's her name. What's further down the coast?
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
Why is it abandoned?
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
Fair enough. Needs change, and the need for religion just kind of died.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
What else is on down the coast?
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty.
Which is it then? Apartments or electrical plant?
I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then, you know. Was born in Samara.
Anything else of note?
Of note? The old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed.
That's it? That's it? There's gotta be more along the coast.
What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End. Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible. And now you know everything there is to know about this coast.
Tell me about yourself. Who exactly are you here?
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr.
Lieutenant W. Flair Helia Dubois.
Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them double.
Goodbye. Oh no, what a nice lady. What a nice lady getting to indulging me in my conversations. It's locked tight. You can see into the house from this angle. What are these doing in the fish? Ooh! Cavalry boots. Who are you?
Hi, officer.
Ooh, she's cute. A woman in a raincoat stands on the quay, considering an overturned boat. A sword and a scabbard hang from her hip.
Anything I can help you with?
That depends. Where are we exactly?
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium.
Why?
The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
The questions. First is, what's your name?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions. And that was actually the second one.
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts. Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
Nice sword. Does it come with a story?
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks, mostly.
Hold on. Do you know how to use it?
Not really. I know some basic moves, and I know it sure as hell beats a knife when you're in a tough spot.
Knife. Yeah, gotta be a knife. It is imposing.
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
What do you need intimidation tactics? Or why do you need intimidation tactics?
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, Men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
Why don't more women arm themselves if it's so effective?
What makes you think we haven't? The truth is that almost everyone in this life is scared and tired and stupid and too dull for that. That goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Like anyone falls for that.
That does not go for real men. It does not go for you. Show her. Show her the wonder. Coach means the expression.
No! Oh god, first the smoker lady and then fucking this? No, this woman's too cool for the expression. She has a fucking sword. All right. Behold!
Not bad.
Do you like it?
Sure. It looks as if you could face down any horror in the world with that same unchanging grin. It's like a shield.
The traces of her laughter are still there, in her eyes, fading fast.
I'm not going to ask to borrow her sword. So where are all the men now?
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Damn it! Where's your husband now?
Gone.
Gone where?
To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago.
Oh.
He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
You should have thrown yourself into the waves. No! Time really is the best cure for sorrow, isn't it? It's healthy to let go and move on. Gotta keep the wheels spinning.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
She glances at the village where two little kids are playing with what looks like rocks.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
She's really cool. She's really, really, really cool. But she's way too good for me, and she's way too good for Harry.
Do it! Hit on the widow! It's the right thing to do!
Kim's presence make it awkward. Don't know a good spot yet. Be seeing you. I'm not... The fucking neckties even like, do it! Ask her out! Ask her out, you failure! Alright, the planks creak beneath your weight. Oh man, that was great. God, she was cool. The ladder leads to a school of fish swimming in kelp. But yeah, Kim's presence here does make this a bit awkward to have a conversation. Oh, something. Inside you hear the cozy sound of some kind of heater sputtering. Okay, so this is probably where the lady lives. And I got perception boots. There we go. Got a nice cavalry fit going on here. Yeah. The street sign is illegible below the graffito. And who are you two?
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him.
They're twins.
He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
You must be Lelane's twins.
This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
I already said that.
The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs as well. Maybe there's some kind of reason why they're laughing. An interesting reason, somehow tied to the case.
What you laughing about?
The boy stops laughing and looks at his toes. Oh, okay. So now he's shy. Now he's not talking. Just wobbling around like he's afraid of something.
Fuck off, Half-Light! You guys look identical.
The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me.
Yeah, I said that.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt.
You're bad with kids.
And what are you, Kid Master General? It's impossible to be good with kids. They're too stupid.
Maybe I am. Now, how about some actual police work?
The stone...
He looks just like...
The boy...
You're bad with kids.
I am, yes.
Don't worry, everyone is. How about we do some police work now? We're not getting...
Bye-bye. Hard to see details. The colors, all warm and welcoming, are cozy, though. A flower through where nothing really grows, maybe in the spring. But yeah, Lilane is cool. I probably... Listen, she's really cool, though. Industrial coal pellets burn with an orange glow. I'm not taking a taxidermy, just...
Hello, mister.
A young girl barely 4 or 5 years old sits on the sofa. She's looking at you with frank curiosity.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
Are you Lilane's daughter?
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
Yes, we met earlier.
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
Are the twins outside your brothers?
Yes. They don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside. They look the same. Sometimes I can't tell them apart.
They look identical, right? I said the same thing.
They look identical.
What's that thing you're holding?
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like...
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Oh, okay. Well, pleased to meet you, Lammy.
Lammy usually doesn't like strangers. But you're also fuzzy, like Lammy.
What's that?
It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken skewer you almost certainly broke.
What's it for?
I don't know.
Okay, thanks.
She twirls the furry doll around in the air, giggling happily. All right, you just need to grab it from the ceiling and go.
I'm not stealing...
Bye.
I am not stealing from their house. They barely have shit. The fact that they have a taxidermied bird is probably something that's brag-worthy. No, I'm gonna go talk to the two drunks. Alright, I think they were up here. Yep. Here they are.
You stop mid-step and put your hand on the garish necktie.
That bottle, Bratan! Just look at that bottle!
Where? Bottle? What?
In this drunk's hand, on the pipe there, glowing blue, a mysterious, otherworldly blue, filled to the brim with holy mysteries.
I don't really care about any bottle. I don't want to look at it.
You should care! I'm getting a very special vibe from that bottle. Please go talk to him. I need to look at it closer.
Who voices the horrific necktie? I would love to know who voiced it. It's fantastic. Grumbles an unshaven man with a ruddy nose, his narrow eyes at you as if in recognition, then turns his head away.
The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail!
I am the law.
Abigail. Oh, Abigail.
Who's Abigail?
Uh-huh. Abigail. Don't you
Wow.
call Abigail.
Abigail is his wife or girlfriend. Chances are she's gone. Calling her wouldn't make it any better or worse.
Who are you? What's your name?
Don't call Abigail.
Where am I? What is this place?
The man hiccups, then mumbles something unintelligible.
Why shouldn't I call Abigail?
He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer.
Lean in?
Don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail.
Hey, I'm on an important investigation. I demand you answer my questions.
There's no use in yelling at drunks. He's barely holding it together.
The drunk man starts coughing, a really disgusting, hacking cough.
Tell me about your friends.
Don't you fucking call her. Hear me? Abigail? Don't call.
There was little chance he'd be a reliable witness anyway.
Yeah, fuck. That is a broken person.
Friend, do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
What are you talking about?
So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap, very cheap. I got Pilsner, great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed, and by speed I mean amphetamine.
See? There it is, Bratushka! The spirit!
No!
Let's buy the spirit! 300 real is a lot, but this has to be done! It's our end game!
This is just another stupid drunk idea I'm having, and I'm attributing to my necktie.
Bratan, you don't understand! It's not just another drink! This is what our relationship has been building towards all these years! This is the climax, the mystery, the virginal sigh! You have to buy it from him! Get it off him! Kill him if you have to! Our ultimate fate depends on it, and the fate of many worlds.
The lieutenant looks at you, looking at the bottle of spirits, then at Rosemary, suspiciously.
I'm just gonna leave.
In the civilized world.
Hey, Tequila! Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
Shake his hand.
So what's happening?
Wait, Tequila?
Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the, high-concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
Good. These people know your true name. Looks like it has preceded you, Mr. Sunset. More on that later.
I like this guy. You should too. He respects you by calling you your true name.
Not too hot. I'm on a 50-year losing streak. Reality? It makes me aggressively sad. Don't know. People tell me I'm a cop. I'm getting used to that. I have re-entered reality to conquer it, to bend it to my will. I am the law. Nothing special. Like everyone else, I have all sorts of wild thoughts running through my head, but then pick most of the boring ones.
Things aren't going super well for Idiot Doom Spiral either. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
This guy's your buddy. You feel it immediately. You belong to an organization, a fraternity of drunks.
What is a Tequila Sunset? You keep saying it.
It's you. You're Tequila Sunset.
How do you know this?
We've met before. Don't you remember?
No.
Aha. Do you want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be?
Tequila Sunset. Something ominous there.
For some reason, the name Tequila tequila fills me with foreboding. Maybe I shouldn't learn what it means.
You think you feel bad now? Wait till you've heard the story.
No. You need the wisdom.
Go ahead. Rock my world.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday. And by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth.
Wait, how do we meet on Friday?
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
Oh, yeah, not the first time this comes up. Cough awkwardly.
Hey, man, I'm not judging. This life's a valley of woes. Some of the highest concept people in history have killed themselves. And been drunks. Either way, it was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, got our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling.
Oh, yes, you do, Bratushka. The only thing better than that is putting the pedal to the metal after you kiss the tie. And off we go.
One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
Naturally.
Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will. Followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs, "The time hath come!" So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, "The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things."
Oh, God, what happened? Fucking hell, what happened next?
Your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice.
Your hands cramp on the steering levers.
We ran towards the ice, whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
Wait, so is Tequila Sunset an event or a name?
I'm not sure. I think you were the event. Tequila Sunset. You know, as opposed to a tequila sunrise, which is long gone.
My real name is Harry.
No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother.
How long did we party for?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores. And how one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
If you only knew.
Did I tell you anything specific about this person that fucked me?
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
Please, don't open that door.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Abigail!
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit.
Did I mention losing anything else?
Beside your gun and your badge? You said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one.
Did I say anything about my colleagues?
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
It's more like you were cramping theirs.
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
Did I say anything about the case?
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
It's not meant as a joke. He's sorry for the hermit cop.
Yikes. Did we, talk about politics?
Yeah, you said that you'd really behaved unreasonably and failed to uphold your responsibilities as a representative of the coalition.
Oh, so that's why Everard would... Well, that would explain why Everard at the very least would try to be a bit more chummy with me. Did you get a read on what kind of cop I was?
You kept apologizing for being such a bad cop, and for the damage you've inflicted on everyone around you.
So I always have been sorry, cop.
You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temples, saying, "Stupid, stupid, stupid."
I don't need to hear anymore.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
God damn. What do you guys do around here?
We are saving the world.
Please. Please don't go. Don't go.
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. So now, it's a pirate's life for me.
Yo ho ho, I guess. You seem like you're characterized by your storytelling ability.
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum.
Yes. Want to tell me how you became an idiot doom spiral?
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
What do you need?
Booze. Did you already forget our party? The thing I relayed to you earlier. So, have you got anything for good old idiot doom spiral?
I've got some...
A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me.
I've got some sweet Commodore Red.
Classy.
He snatches the bottle and pushes the cork in through the bottleneck.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Wow, that guy is not gonna be okay when he wakes up.
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George. But around here, you are...
Idiot doom spiral.
I was once a reasonably high net worth individual. A founder/junior partner at a high-concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm.
Go on.
I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a cultural incubator. Abstract value generation, value per person, high-concept stuff. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane.
Wait, how many people did you have working for you?
22 full-time employees, an all-star team, a potentially historical set of individuals. Worrying about them often kept me up well into the morning hours.
Did the jogging help?
It did. With my trusty Sansaric
Oh, there goes the
I felt
lighting.
like I could conquer the world. But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit.
What
One
happened?
day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pockets.
His eyes are clouded, his dilated blood vessels encircling his irises like stinging brambles. His eyes are your eyes.
So I removed the key ring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different
Oh,
pockets
no.
to stop the jangling, you see. At least, that was the plan. I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quickly.
How wet are we talking exactly?
Wet, okay? It was raining really hard. I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass.
Ow.
Ouch, indeed. Reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up. So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key.
You've got to be shitting me.
I wish I were, Tequila. I wish I were. Instead of my apartment key, I'd taken the key to the office.
Okay, so what happened next?
I rang my neighbors' buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best.
I mean, if you were an edible lingerie salesman, I'm confident you would have worded it very pleasantly.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there. But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in. Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with this.
One night where he forgets his apartment key.
So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh?
Wait, is that it? I feel like there were some steps missing.
Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long time. If there was anything else to it, I would have thought of it by now.
Why didn't you go to the authorities?
Well, at one point they came to me, but, you know, I didn't have any ID on me. So they tossed me in jail for 2 days. I can't say it increased my faith in the RCM. No offense, gentlemen.
You do realize this is your own fault. I literally... This is me and pretty much almost all of my friends. I literally can't believe it.
Me neither, Tequila. When I lost my keys, I lost more than access.
Wow!
I also lost my leverage over humanity. I wasn't a high-concept creative director anymore. I was just some homeless asshole with a premium Sansaric Lycra tracksuit. You can't imagine what that does to a man's confidence. Anyway, that was all the story one bottle gets you. Almost empty, this one.
Why do you keep losing all your stuff?
Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty two-piece lycra tracksuit? I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency.
I am fascinated by Idiot Doom Spiral.
An even nicer piece of ass. But somehow it all got away from me.
Because of one lost key.
Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket. But then I lost it too. The only things I haven't lost are these two drunks.
You of all people should empathize with this. Perhaps this lost jacket is something you could help with?
What's the name of your agency?
My agency. Man. The Boom Boom Room. Our concept was combining high art with the lowest forms of marketing. The color red, breasts, and oil painting. I convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high-concept cultural incubator called Thin Air. The artists were happy, the clients were happy. I was financing a group of poets in East Revachol who were developing a new universal poetic language. But then it all went to shit.
Mixing oil paintings and breasts to make ads isn't high art. It's just cynical wankery. That's so high concept, I have no idea what it means. Man, mixing high and low, commodifying culture, that is extremely my shit. That's so high concept, I have no idea what it means.
I know. Shit. It was fucking awesome. My agent. I was financed. I know. It was fucking awesome.
Oh.
Until I went on a jog, unleashing a cascade of doom that washed it all away.
What's up with your suit?
What? You've never seen 100% lycra before? Go on, feel that primo material. Pretty nice, huh? This might be one of the last of its kind. Should probably be in a museum, honestly.
Good God. It's nearly impossible to describe how dirty this texture is. It's like rubbing two jellyfish skins together. You feel about 15% less human for having touched it.
That's good. 15% less human. That should be on a t-shirt.
Randomized trials have also found lycra, TM, to be associated with a number of exotic, highly malignant cancers. So you also have that to look forward to.
Ugh. Oh, and that's... It's a tracksuit that causes cancer. Jesus God.
And then there's the smell. But you don't even want to think about that.
Wow, this dude just has nothing going right for him right now.
Wow, you're lucky. He never lets me feel it.
That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rosie. We're right next to the bay. You could wash them anytime.
What about the other drunks?
My fellow members of the Union of Moribund Alcoholics? They're exactly what they look like.
Hey, tequila! You want to buy some speed?
No.
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. He's a cop, remember?
I thought he was a cool cop.
A gurgling sound comes from the direction of the non-responsive man.
And yeah, you're already acquainted with abs. So yeah, that's basically us. We drink together.
What is this about a lost jacket?
Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my lycra threads, but it did itch a lot less. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Doom Spiral out. Solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say, Tequila?
Wait, you're asking a police officer to help find a jacket you stole and then lost?
Yeah, exactly. You're here to serve, right?
Alright, sure, where'd you lose it?
If I knew where I lost it, don't you think I'd have it? I mean, maybe I was up by the boardwalk, or walking along the beach, or checking out the abandoned fish market.
That's a lot of places.
Somewhere north of here, that's for sure. You could ask around, see if anyone's seen it. I'm all ears, Tequila.
I want to hear the story of your name again.
What's in a name?
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. I was once a reason, so you don't want to just... I do. But as you can see, my fuel tank is running quite low. If you catch my drift.
I don't have any on me right now.
Cottonmouth is keeping my tongue imprisoned.
He's seeing you.
Tequila Sunset.
Wow.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Where'd it come from?
From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular.
What?
It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit.
Actually, now that I hear superstar and law office in a sentence, they sound weird together.
What are you, deaf? They're perfect, like rock star politician and drug addict teacher. Embrace the superstar that you work so hard to establish.
Drug addict. You've got the wrong impression. I'm no superstar, I'm trash.
Yeah, a cool trash superstar. Big dick cop down on the block. Salam Rocky by here. Badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera. Lights.
Wait, what was that about a ludicrous fantasy world?
Yeah, you know. Beneath it is just heartbreak. A pulmonary tract infection. Atherosclerotic disease. This is where you say action and reconceptualize all that. Reinvent it as the world's first celebrity police officer. This is the beginning of your legend.
Become a legendary failure. Fuck it.
With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
Holy shit. Some kind of superstar. Wow. Alright, I've got one skill point. Nothing else to really check out around here. Holy shit, that was quite a conversation. I can say that for certain. Wow. Damn, like, whew, that was quite a journey of a conversation. Yeah, Idiot Doom Spiral kind of did it to himself. But still, that's pretty funny, though. Looking back at you from the rust-colored waters, you. Rust-eaten letters read, Mazout. Oh man, that was a very interesting story. The rear tire of a motor carriage adorns the reeds. Take the real, get plenty of that. Ooh, quick travel. A dead phone, a smashed receiver, like something hung up too hard.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change. A metal payphone. You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
Nah, I'm not gonna... That might be calling the rental store again, I think.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
I think this is the jacket the idiot Doom Spiral guy wanted me to find.
I'm sure he'll be thrilled to have it returned.
Buzz, hum. The electricity flows through the wires with audible power. I might want to return to the Whirling, or at the very least go to the pawn shop to get that radio player. Man, we are getting a lot of stuff, aren't we?
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Oh, how did this jacket get so disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
Think about it.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it. It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Okay, but what's the crust made of?
Somehow, it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk. If not by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night. The faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent some time on the ground before someone draped it over the railing.
What happened once someone put it draped over the railing?
The crust is hard. This jacket spent at least a day baking in the sun. Who knows what happened to it then?
I'm just going to pretend I didn't think about any of this.
It's too late. You've already thought about it, and now your hands are covered in muck.
Ugh, flick your hands.
Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
Yeah, that was a bad idea. So it's essentially the filthiest jacket. Not just any filthy jacket, it's the filthy jacket. A coin-operated weighing machine hasn't been used for decades. Vagrants have recently painted the tarp red. Water drips from it. Ooh! Encyclopedia and minus perception. Excuse me, that was a random hiccup. Alright. Let's take a look and see if I can break open this, this diddly bop. I can. And I get a postcard. There's something over here. There's some Real over here. Big wine canister. It's open and empty.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Hold on. Hold on. That is awful. What is this?
Don't you
What is
recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear.
Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Careful there. These floorboards look rotten and weak.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Examine the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness.
Examine the cigarette packets.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra.
Examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The
So
sea air brings
so this is a dead man.
There's some tear. A man lies on the boardwalk.
Yep.
His limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk.
Yeah, he's dead.
Starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
Search his pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Study the man himself, or study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist.
Examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Oh, so a floorboard must have broken and he... Okay, I was thinking he, like, drank himself into oblivion, but no, a floorboard must have cracked on him and he must have hit his head on the bench. Look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum, too. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. Solidified on his lower rear teeth.
Oh, God.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
Ugh. Examine the floor. Step on the floorboards.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him.
Examine the bottle.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
Tear all around it.
He looks at the 2 bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
Wow, he actually has dialogue if I have the plastic bag on me.
True. It feels disrespectful.
Yeah, that's fair. I wasn't going to pick it up anyway, but fair. Examine the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch.
Yep. Board broke under him. He fell, hit his head on the bench.
This is where he came out of himself, drop by drop, when he was unconscious. It took 3, maybe 4 minutes.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
It's hard to say.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Step back.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole.
Examine his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years. He was just about to head home. The first step back home proved to be his last.
Fuck. Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
This is an omen, a sign from above. Don't start drinking again.
He looks like me. I could have ended up just like him. Dead on some empty boardwalk with a bottle next to my corpse.
Well, at least you're not married.
Jesus. Kim, what the fuck?
Or, what if you are?
But let's try to not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
It's not related to the lynching. What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
Do you think he was drunk?
Oh, yes.
What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
Might as well.
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk.
That's fair.
Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
Right.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Hold on, what about a field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
That is fair.
Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest.
I still need some time to decide how I want to solve this case.
No need to rush.
Yeah. Jesus, that is... Whew. Poor guy. One slip. Literally just one slip and that did it. Moonshine probably smells like tasty fermentation. Ugh. Neither of those... That doesn't sound like a good combination of words. Tasty fermentation. I think that's all there is over on this area. Yeah, that was certainly something. Discovered a dead body on a dock. Bars cover these long, dusty windows.
You see, a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Tomorrow. Turn away. Who is this dude?
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blond man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Nice to meet you.
Hold on, hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Wait, what was that about the windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers. Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why?
What's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building. What not a lot of people know is, this used to be the R&D department of Feld Electrical. And Feld, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Cybernetics?
Hold on. What's R&D?
Oh. Research and development. Look at the building looming over you.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
I don't think I've ever heard of this field electrical.
That's not surprising.
Feld Electrical.
Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
What was the ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
A tape computer?
Mm-hmm. An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
You're saying that Feld built this boardwalk?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the coast.
Aww.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
What happened to the engineers, the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here.
That's fair.
Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
What exactly did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also
As
to
they do.
write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
What was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02. It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bon Baiser dans ce Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
Wow, you are Oh, that's... No, it's not the matter of it's being worms. The matter is that it's like... It sounds like a lot to absorb for a kid, dude.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
It's a lot to absorb. Like, I don't know how many kids would be interested in wanting to read that deeply into history. How do those tape computers work?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware. 10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort.
Wompty Dumpty
It raised
Dum?
the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Jews joined the team.
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? He did it. He said Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world.
I'm so glad reaction speed and suggestion actually caught it like I did.
What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Joost?
Okay, the Wompty Dumpty Dom Center, Paul Ulkerman, Keith, and Guy Joost? What are you talking about?
The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
Come on, there is no place called the Wompty Dumpty Dom Center of Arts.
Actually, I think there is. No, it's too much. He's joking.
In fact, I'm not. The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center. But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant.
That was breathtaking,
One
yeah.
could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution.
Yeah, what they're
The
talking
machine
about.
would
Yeah,
then
that
analyze
was...
the handwriting, perform
Wow.
operations, and project output onto white
As I've
screen.
said, this game's
It was a
dark
beautiful
comedy
template
and
thing.
weird bits are really funny.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Cool.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
Wait, the Feld playback and experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld Playback Experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building. But of course, what else?
Wow. Thank you for all
thanks to you for having me and little Mikael here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
No, more like a lot to absorb. Jesus. Whew, you came at a... God damn. Oh. Wompty Dumpty Dum Center. It's Wednesday evening and something heinously exciting is underway. People have gathered beneath the billowing roof of an oddly shaped trophy building, sipping wine and exchanging opinions. 29-year-old Wonder Twins Guy and Keith Joost are the stars of the show, with their bomber jackets and white sneakers. Head curators of this art exhibition, it's the Wompty Dum Dee Doomiest event of the year, and all the cool kids have RSVP'd. Where are you if you are not there? Elden Ring looks awesome. I have seen the gameplay, and I won't lie, it looks nice. You know, the game looks good, and it looks like it's going to be more of that Dark Souls action that everybody wants. But I'm going to be completely honest. My deal about Elden Ring, I've stopped caring about FromSoft and Dark Souls stuff. I've just not really chosen to follow it super closely because it's become an obsession for a lot of people.
The windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Like, it's not... How do I put this? I probably will play it sometime down the line, but seeing and hearing... Basically being in an echo chamber of Dark Souls, whether it's from influencers, and a bunch of my friends that have played it, it makes me feel just kind of eye-rolling. Does that make sense? Like I hear the term, I hear the phrase, I've been playing Dark Souls, or, hey, check out this new build I've done. I mean, I've talked about it numerous times on stream about how it's essentially made it hard to have conversations, because it feels like sometimes I have to bring up the conversations with a topic that I've stopped being interested in. Like, I like the Souls series. Eye-rolling? Eye-rolling is a kind of reaction... How do you describe it? It's such... I guess that points it to being a very American term. Imagine in a conversation you're hearing somebody being dismissive towards you, but you've heard complaints similar to that. It's essentially the feeling of, ugh, this again? That's essentially what eye-rolling means. Eye-rolling is essentially a physical/metaphorical term for the feeling of, ugh, this again? Like, it's not a good definition, and being honest, I don't think I've ever had to hear it defined for me because it's so baked into American culture. But the face tells you everything. Yes, there you go. Face tells you everything. Good way to put it. But yeah, sometimes I've just kind of looked at Souls videos and I just am like, man, I just don't... It's not that I don't think it's cool, I have other things I'm going to be interested in this year, like Shin Megami Tensei 5, or numerous other kinds of games coming out in 2022. But as for right now, I mean, I'll look at Elden Ring, think it's cool, and then move on. But my friends won't move on. The influencers that I watch won't move on. They'll just latch onto that like the Bayonetta 3 trailer and be like, this is mine, this is mine, food! Alright, Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside?
No. I won't even try. You know...
He takes his glasses off.
I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Can you still shoot, though?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter.
That Gollum voice is
my
insane.
shooting courses 7 out of 10.
Oh, Marmota, you should have been here last stream. I was doing some Sesame Street stuff. If you don't know what Sesame Street is, it's essentially like a kids program with puppetry. You'll probably at least know Elmo, the red puppet guy. Yeah, I was doing those voices throughout the last stream I did. It'll be uploaded at some point, but yeah, you missed out on something funny there. But yeah, that conversation felt like I just went through an entire history lecture. And if there's one thing that I'm never a big fan of, it is history, because it can get boring. Here we have the Mexican version, but I don't know the characters. Interesting. I've always been curious as to how certain programs had their own different versions, so to speak, when it came to their cultures. Like, learning that Canada has its own version of some Dragon Ball Z theme, or learning about TV programs that worked for other countries, or even learning about the different processes when it comes to translation. Like learning about how apparently in the German version of Naruto, the the whole, like, oh, censor the blood thing. Yeah, they censored the blood like you would expect, but they censored pretty much every weapon in the show. Just an example, that big yellow bird was replaced by another bird in the Mexican version. So Big Bird? Really? You didn't have Big Bird? Huh. This is probably Lena's husband. Tiny cages, carefully constructed. These soggy logs smell of ignition fluid. They still won't light up. You can give an image? Okay. I'm actually curious.
Yes?
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to click Kim. Meant to click him.
Hello, I'm Gary. How do you do, officer?
You cannot tell me that this is how this man talks. You cannot tell me that this is how this man's voice sounds. Let's take a look. Oh, thanks. Huh. Interesting. You learn something new every day. Hello, I'm Gary.
Yellow man. I mean, officer.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook.
Oh my god, he sounds like Squidward and he might be a racist.
Yellow man. That sounds awfully familiar.
Oh no.
Something to keep in mind for later.
Oh no. Oh no, don't tell me the mug that I found is his.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
He sounds like Squidward. You ever seen The Dark Crystal? I know of it. I remember seeing The Odd Ones Out have a video on it, but I've not seen the movie myself, no.
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Nobody's perfect. I'm sure you've been tempted to drink.
Oh, I've been tempted. But someone has to stay strong for Revocol.
Revocol? Who?
He pronounces Revocol with a hard K, unlike other people. Serious question time. This man is no innocent. No one is.
Oh. Oh. Squidward is even thing. Oh. Have you seen this masterpiece? Oh, good Lord. This is... I'm gonna watch that with the audio on later. Thank you for sharing that with me, Marmota. I am always a fan of Invincible memes and SpongeBob memes, so having SpongeBob and Invincible mix with each other was perfect. Oh, you want to know something even funnier? I even saw a video of SpongeBob knocking Invincible into the mountain, and it's based off that one episode where Squidward lost his job, so he's going... something job. I don't know the full dialogue, but you can probably find it. It was good. Do you know anything about the man hanging behind the whirling in rags?
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
So you do know something about it?
No. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it. That's all.
You were surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly.
You said a...
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next races will be a really good one?
That's right! Yes.
Well, this is that racist.
Are you, Gary? Are you a racist?
Hey, man. All I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact.
Oh no. Oh no. I've met my Oh man. Yes, what are they? No, no. The lieutenant is a native of Revachol, you fucking idiot.
Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
You said Revachol.
I like to pronounce it the hard way. The old way. The Vespertine way.
He winks at you, trying to relay some hidden
Oh,
message,
that
inviting you
that
to
caught me
mispronounce
off
it too.
guard. I never would have expected the conversation with Measurehead to come back like this. That was great. Oh man. Oh my god, that was really funny.
It's a secret rite. A very fringe nationalist handshake, probably.
Is this your mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
It seems you were calling it too longingly when you cried that.
Oh, no, that's not... Why would I be calling to a broken mug? Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel.
So it's his mug.
No, I shouldn't have. And I am very sorry. You're not going to find me, are you?
Do I... Oh god, how much... You know what? He called Kim a derogatory term.
Okay, I deserve that. And I won't do it again. You have my word. I don't know what got into me. Stuffing my garbage in another man's property, it's... I've been having trouble at work lately. The Koikos are price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
How'd you get into the trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
For what reason would you need to be in other people's trash?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Bohemians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling in rags, into a trash container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
So he put the clothes away? You tampered with a crime scene, jackass! Please, do tell.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Okay, then what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags, because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. Okay, I was coming to throw the mug away.
I should have fined him
and,
for more money.
well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Oh, Gary. Wow, this guy's actually giving me a headache. This Gary guy is giving me a headache.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was.
No.
Civic duty.
You tampered with a crime scene, asshole.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before, but where?
What's that strange sound?
What sound?
The clink I heard when you moved.
Really? There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
The sound you heard was not the sound of something easily abandoned.
You wouldn't know anything about the missing victim's armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
Let's move on for now.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
Oh, that's a composure check. Are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
Holy shit. I didn't... Wow. 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 Oh, I don't like you, Gary. I'm gonna put on my composure... I'm gonna put on my special composure clothes to try and break your ass down. Alright, it was the snakeskin shoes. And jumper. Reaction speed. Okay. How's the...
Always a pleasure. I mean, officers.
You know what? Just to stick it to this guy. Boom. Just to stick it to you.
Is he?
Fuck.
He's looking comfortable enough. Maybe it was just beads. Sounded like beads. But what kind of beads might a man like Gary be hiding beneath his clothes?
I never thought I would see the words anal beads in a video game. Are those prayer beads I keep hearing?
I don't pray, officer. Faith in non-existent helpers is a sign of weakness. Not for proper Revicolian men such as ourselves.
Fuck you, Gary. Fuck you. Oh my god. Alright, I can try Renee and the bookstore girl.
There we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
There's a cylinder.
That's
on
an
the
Australian guy if
ground
I've
in
ever
which
heard
the
one.
man is arranging some netting. It looks like some
Oh
kind
my
of trap.
god.
He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
His self-conscious enthusiasm renders his movements ungainly. He looks like your understanding of a scientist.
Okay, I'll give you the view. I'll give you the view. View to something to work Goldus. Do you have to go to work or something, Marmota? You must be Morel, the cryptozoologist.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you, and is waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
Yeah, that was me. I broke the water lock with my motor carriage, but it's fixed now. You can go back.
You broke the water lock with a motor carriage? There was a billboard in the canal. Not a vehicle. It said Samaran Butter.
No, it was all me. I caused your delay, and I'm sorry. But you can return now.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
For all his passion, this man is diligent and patient. You could learn things from him.
Tell me more about this phasmid you're looking for.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
What makes it so difficult to find?
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea.
Oh, you were telling me good luck and everything. Okay, sorry, Marmota. Good luck with your work.
Reeds.
Thanks for dropping by.
Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there? And I suspect it may have also developed other specialized techniques to protect itself from predators or scientists in our present case.
What sort of specialized techniques is the phasmid using to hide itself?
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defenses that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex. But I cannot describe how these defenses work, much less how they evolved, without studying a live specimen.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. You're beginning to suspect there's something paranatural about this phasmid.
There's that term again. How big is the phasmid?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
He leaves the conclusion up to you.
Seems puny, to be honest.
Shut the fuck up, physical instrument. Why are you so interested in this sick bug? This stick bug? Aren't there more sensational animals out there?
Typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of any cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defenses, find out how it stayed hidden so long.
What have you discovered about it so far?
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
So no one's ever found one?
Not yet. That's what makes
Not
it a cryptid.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real.
The cryptozoologist says, brusquely enough that even he seems taken aback by it.
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
Lena said there's been a sighting of it here in Martinez.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Maybe the Insulindian phasmid has died out.
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
Parthenogenesis?
Yes. The females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions.
That's pretty clever. Females reproducing without males, a travesty, a crime against passion and common sense. This arouses no special feelings in me. Oh, man. 3 is pretty funny.
And it shouldn't. Nature does not concern herself with ethical propositions. As a scientist, my interest is strictly dispassionate.
Man, I love this. This game has just been one laugh after another, and I mean that in the best way. Like, dialogue has either made me has made my skin crawl in the best way, and has made me laugh in the best way. This is a very well-written game.
There's nothing dispassionate about the way he talks about the insect.
Whew, tell me more about these traps.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly. So I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Lena designed the traps?
Yes.
How do the traps work?
Simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can get back out. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
What are you using as bait?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm.
What will you do if these traps don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing.
Well, that's cool. She's helping him with his passion. Let me ask you about something else.
Yes. What?
Lena seemed pretty eager for you to return. How'd you become a cryptozoologist?
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
He seems reluctant to talk about himself, but he'll open up, if you prod a little.
Have you ever discovered a cryptid?
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid.
So how many cryptids have been found?
Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemnee, which is 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes.
Damn. 82,000, so roughly a fourth?
2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
So only 2 are real?
Yes. The Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Yugograd, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves. More so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
That's a small number of discoveries.
Do you know what the success rate in pharmacological research is? 0.00003%.
Naught?
Of bioreactive agents.
0.0? Is that how they say zero?
Yet science persists in the search for medicine, as we persist in our search for new species.
Why not just be a zoologist? Real animals are puzzling too.
Real? I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
I don't. It's a profession like any... It's a profession just like any other.
Indeed. My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
And has anything truly surprising ever happened to you?
No. As I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid, although I have come close. Close enough to keep trying.
That was not what he said.
Interesting. Something for later, this close call.
So you're living your childhood dream here?
It's not child's play. Just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often.
What kinds of animals do you use?
Everything
Evidence.
from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here, to look for the phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
He's interested in things that people believe that scientists don't.
You think other scientists don't listen to ordinary people enough?
Most establishment scientists only care about reputation and remuneration, not real research, and certainly not the truth. They're a cowardly lot, and both the field and basement archives can be dangerous places.
Well, thanks for the explanation. Let's talk about specific cryptids.
All right. What cryptids precisely? I usually discuss these things with specialists, so I don't know what...
We would have to discuss. He wants to say, but decides against it. You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
Which cryptid did you almost catch? You said before that you almost caught one.
A willow person. It's a long story. One non-specialist would find rather dull.
Willow people? Not at all.
What are willow people?
They're not people, really. Some argue they aren't really animals, as they seem to have evolved directly from trees. They're very, very thin, almost flat in fact, and can camouflage themselves easily, wrapping themselves around trees and blending in with the tree bark. In that way, they're not too dissimilar from the phasmid we're looking for here.
Wait, so I may have seen these willow people without knowing it?
You probably have.
So how did you almost catch one?
Gary and I painted an entire grove's worth of trees in slow-drying paints. It was a bright lavender colour. I was hoping one of the willow people would get paint on it and not be able to camouflage itself.
Camouflage.
After waiting in hiding for hours, I saw a figure slip from one of the trees, a lavender shadow, dashing through the grove.
And then?
I chased it with a net. Not very elegant. You can't be elegant in the field. And, well, it was faster than me.
Lavender shadow.
I know you think we were snacking on funny mushrooms. It's easier to mock someone than to admit that the world might be more interesting than you've imagined. Furthermore, I'm not saying it was a confirmed sighting. I'm painfully aware of what goes into verifying such things. There is a serious possibility that I saw a squirrel or a trick of the light. I am my own harshest critic.
As we all are. We all are our own harshest critics. As I am. I mean, Lord knows I've had a lot of days where I doubt my abilities on streaming and everything. It just kind of, you know, sometimes you just don't feel it. Or sometimes you just see what you're doing with your content or what you're doing with yourself, and you're just kind of thinking, wow, this is it.
No offense, officer, but I'm not much of a pedagogue. I don't know what I would have done if Lena hadn't persuaded me to go back to field research. You should ask her if you want interesting stories. Me? I'm not a people person, unless you haven't noticed. And I don't make a good lecturer. My strength lies in field work and persistence.
This is a gruff man who's been ridiculed too many times to feel comfortable talking about what's dearest to his heart. It's in his shoulders. His face is everything.
The kind of kid that was teased on the playground for wanting to look at anthills.
By all means.
Have you noticed something off about your... Have you noticed something off about your friend Gary?
No. No, of course not. Why?
Are you sure?
Well, he's been a little unenthusiastic about the trip. More so than usual. That's understandable. He just wants to get home and warm up.
He doesn't want to say it, but this is unusual. Gary's been to the jungle with him, to places way more challenging than the coast. Why so eager to go home?
I don't want to tell him Lena's waiting for him quite yet.
Always a pleasure to... I mean, officers.
Clinking sound. Morel felt Gary was weird.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable
Got it.
on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Something worn underneath it. He's got the cuirass!
Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other.
Yep.
Resembling pearls or marbles. Stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
What were you thinking? What?
This shame is surprisingly sincere.
Gary, what's going on?
Your fucking colleague stole from a crime scene.
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
No, you've got explaining to do.
Why did you really put the clothes in the trash?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling. So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here.
Fuck this guy.
Only the cuirass was left. So
Cuirass,
I stripped it
okay.
off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
Oh.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
No, Lieutenant, it's not okay.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology. His face does not belie emotions.
Why did you lie?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you, but...
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
He kinda is, yes!
I'll explain later.
Do you know who killed the hanged man?
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses. Lynched him because of the strike. But almost everyone in town knows that. I wish I could tell you more.
Give me that armor. Now.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat, but so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
Are we done here, Gary?
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
Good man. Well, we got the cuirass. Pain threshold, volition, -1 empathy. Well, considering how high my empathy is at the moment, I should be fine in that regard. But yeah, I think that, if any, is a good enough spot to end the stream. So, thank you all for joining me on this little venture, and yeah, getting a big-ass history lecture alongside fingering the guy that stole the armor and threw away the clothes. Yeah, fuck this guy. So, yeah. Thank you all for joining me on this one. I'm gonna definitely do some more of this because, man, this game is fascinating. And, yeah, keep an eye out for other streams as they come out. Hope to see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye.